Hello to you, my fellow Gooners, and welcome to Arsenal TV. This is my preview for the Arsenal versus Bournemouth game at the Emirates Stadium tomorrow at 2 p.m. kickoff. Now, we're going to get straight into it. I'm going to talk to you about Arsenal. At the moment, if we go back to our last game, which was against Man United in the Premier League, that game for me was an opportunity missed, and I think that game was also 2 points dropped, as I said on my players' ratings. And I reckon that in that game we should have won that game completely, because for Man United, I think that was the worst Man United team since Alex Ferguson left. Now against Bournemouth, Arsenal, we have to get on the front foot against Bournemouth. We have to, because if Unai Emery is going to set us up too defensively against Bournemouth, then Bournemouth will definitely take the game to us. I think that for Arsenal, I think this is a big game, and it's going to be a very, very tough test. We need to win this game, even this early in the season, because at this point in the season, this is where Arsenal needs to get momentum and to keep it going, because the only game we've lost in our opening 6 Premier League games, we've only lost 1, and that was against Liverpool. And that's nothing to be ashamed of. But if we look at it on another side of it, now we're actually 4th at the moment, this early in the Premier League, coming up to our second international break. And we're above Man United, we are above Chelsea, and we're above Tottenham. And if anyone told us that you would be 4th place going into the second international break, I think that we would definitely snap your hand off. Let's put it that way. Now, if we look at our Europa League games and our League Cup games, which we are playing very, very well in, I think they are sort of masking over the poor performances that we have had in the league. I think that's what they are. I think they're just masking over the top of it. Even though in our Premier League games we've seen some great fight backs, but for me this is important. I mean, I don't really want Arsenal to set up too defensively, because if we do, then as I said, we are going to ask for trouble, and we will. So Emery has to set us up right, in terms of, attacking and defensively. He has to set us right. If he doesn't, then it's going to put more pressure on him as well. The only time where I've seen us play such great football, like we have done in the Europa League and the League Cup game, was the second half against Spurs, and also the second half against Aston Villa. But why can't we do that every game? Why can't we play like this every game, having the right intensity, the right energy levels? Everything was spot on against, Nottingham Forest, against Standard Liège on Thursday. This is the type of games we need to be winning. So I'm going to now talk to you about Bournemouth. They're actually playing really well this season at the moment. And I think that against Arsenal, I think Bournemouth will definitely pose a threat to us, against us. Especially Callum Wilson. He's been scoring a lot of goals. Josh King for Bournemouth, I think he's been playing absolutely brilliant. And I think that Bournemouth have a very, very good team. Very, very good team. And I don't think that Eddie Howe will be scared when he comes to the Emirates against us. He won't be scared at all. Even though the Bournemouth doesn't have a great record against Arsenal when they come to the Emirates. But I think that during this game as well, even if we set up right, I think that from the get-go, I think that Bournemouth will they will be on the front foot, and they will be looking to attack us all the time. So, and they will try and get in our channels. If we give too much space in midfield and defence, they will start to get in our channels. And as I said, this is a tough test for Arsenal, to start putting in the performances like we have done in the Europa League and the League Cup games. Those performances in the League Cup games and the Europa League games, we need to start applying it to the Premier League. So guys, with that said, I'm now going to get into my predicted lineup for this game. I'm going to stick with the 4-2-3-1. And I'm going with the players that I would like to see, not what Unai Emery would go with. So, starting off in goal, and that is Bernd Leno. Pretty plain and simple choice. You know, he's a Premier League goalkeeper, but I reckon that he does have competition on his hand, and that is with Martinez. So I'm going to go with Bernd Leno in goal. I'm going to move into the flat four, and starting off at right back, I'm going to go with Callum Chambers. I think Callum Chambers has done well in the games that he's played. I'd rather have him at the right back position than I would Ainsley Maitland-Niles at the moment. Because at the moment, looking at Ainsley Maitland-Niles when he plays at the right back, he looks like as if he's on weed at the moment. So for me, I reckon that Callum Chambers, he is a natural defender. So I think that it would be ideal to have him in that right back position. We're going to move to the left back position, and I'm going to go with Kieran Tierney. I've been very impressed with him for the past 2 games that he's played. His crossing ability is absolutely outstanding. Every time I've noticed with Kieran Tierney, every time he crosses a ball, he's always picking out a man straight away. And that is what we've been crying out for as a left back. And I think that £25 million for him is a job well done. And you know what? Even against Standard Liège, he could have had a hat-trick of assists. But, you know, I think that he's definitely ready for the Bournemouth game, and I will stick him in. So I'm going to go with Kieran Tierney. I'm going to go to the 2 centre-backs. First off, I'm going to go with Rob Holding. I think that Rob Holding is absolutely brilliant. And I think that what's the difference with Rob Holding in terms of all of our other defenders? Is because when the pressure's on him and he gets that ball, he looks very comfortable. And what he'll do, he'll turn and he'll lose his man. When he loses his man, he'll take the ball up and he'll just pass it straight to the midfield. And for them to go and do their bit to open the channels. And I think that Holding, you know, he's kept the clean sheets when he's played. So that's very ideal because we need to keep clean sheets. So I'm going to go with Rob Holding. Playing alongside him, I'm going to go with David Luiz. Do you know what? He hasn't had a bad game, especially against Man United. I think David Luiz against Man United was the better defender out of him and Socrates, if I'm being completely honest here. I think that David Luiz had the better game. His distribution was well. When he felt the pressure was on, he would kick it long, which was exactly what we would like to see. And I think that David Luiz, he's better out of him and Socrates. So I would like to have him alongside Holding. So that's what I'm going to go with. We're going to move to the midfield area, the 2 that sit in front. First off, I'm going to go with Lucas Torreira. The reason why we haven't seen Torreira at his best is because Unai Emery is playing him out of position. And he doesn't feel comfortable. I think that's the reason why he's putting in quite a few less performances. Now, I would like to see Torreira do what he done when we first brought him and play him as that CDM. Let him stay back. Let him protect the back line. Let him do the interceptions and let him do our transition to get the ball up into the attacking areas. That's what I want him to do, is go back to the way he used to be. So I'm going to go with Lucas Torreira. Playing alongside him, I'm going to go with Dani Ceballos. I want Dani Ceballos to play in his natural position, which is in that number 8 role as the box-to-box midfielder. At the moment, we haven't been seeing that. What we've been seeing is Ceballos as a number 10, but he's not a number 10. Unai Emery needs to get that right. And I think that Ceballos, he gives everything going forward. You know, he scored his first goal against Standard Liège as well in the Europa League. And I feel that Dani Ceballos, as I've said before, he could be the replacement for Mesut Ozil, because I think that Ozil is on his way out. I'm sorry, that's what I think. So I'm going to go with Dani Ceballos. We're going to move to the attacking area, the 3 that sit in front. First off, out on the right, I'm going to go with Nicolas Pepe. I've got no problem the way Pepe is playing at the moment, as I've said in previous videos. But give him time. Give Pepe time. And I think that he will produce the goods. So I'm going to go with Nicolas Pepe. Playing out onto the left-hand side. And this is where Unai Emery's got a selection headache. You're either going to go with the young Saka, or you could go with Martinelli. But I'm actually going to stick with Saka, because at the moment, for me, Saka hasn't put a foot wrong. He's doing everything that he has to do in terms of that position in the games that he's played. I think he had a good game against Man United. And do you know what? I think that we're going to see him a lot in the first team now. And I'm glad that Unai Emery is letting the youngsters have that chance to play. So I'm going to go with Saka. Playing in that number 10 role, I'm actually going to go with Joe Willock. Now, I've noticed with Joe Willock now is that when he was playing for the under-23s, he started to add goals to his name. And everyone was thinking, well, do you know what? Put that, to the first team and see what we can do, see what you can do in the first team. And at the moment, he's doing it. He's doing the goods. He's providing it. He's scored goals in the League Cup. He scored goals in Europa League. And I think given time, he will start to score goals in the Prem. But I think that should be his position. The number 10, I think should be his position because he's got the energy levels to push us forward. He's good at retrieving the ball from midfield and to drive us forward. And he can spray the ball about as well. So I'm going to go with Joe Willock. Playing up front as a leading striker is Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. I've got no problems with Aubameyang whatsoever. At the moment, Aubameyang is getting us out of trouble. That cannot last forever. Other players need to start stepping up. Because for Aubameyang to get us out of trouble is not good. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang has got 49 goals at the moment in his whole Arsenal career. And I want him to get a goal or two against Bournemouth. Because that will push him on to have the 50 goals in his whole Arsenal career. But as I said, I've got no problem with Aubameyang at the moment. He is world class. I don't care what anybody says. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang is a world class player. And I reckon that he will definitely get the golden boot this season. So I'm going to go with Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. So guys, that is my preview. That is my predicted lineup. Let me know in the comments box, as always, do you agree or do you disagree? What you would keep, what you would change, and let me know of your 1 to 11. My predicted score for this game, I'm going to go with an Arsenal 3-0. If the team setup is right. Guys, if you are new to the channel, make sure you are hitting that subscribe button because we are 200 away from that 1,000. So please make sure you're hitting that subscribe button. Make sure you're hitting that notification bell so you do not miss another video. Making sure you're hitting that thumbs up button also, which is very, very important for the channel. And making sure you are leaving your comments below. I want Arsenal to get 3 points before my birthday. Please, this is the game before my birthday where I want Arsenal to get 3 points and a home win. So guys, until my players' ratings, I will see you lot soon. I am out of here.